Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are finishing up our trio of EZA showcase videos for the physical Vegeta here. So we got the 3 blue Vegetas, so this time we are hitting the third one, which is the physical one. Now once again, all 3 of these Vegetas have a different role, right? So we had a Realm of Gods one, we had a Mastered Evolution one. Now this one is a physical one. Now, I will say that this one, just going into the showcase, might end up being the best one or the most significant one, and mainly just because I talked about all the problems with the other two. Like the other two, they're not like bad, but it's like Mastered Evolution isn't really like a focus right now. Realm of Gods isn't really a focus right now. Not that you can't run good versions of those teams, but those units are basically just like damage units, right? And they're not competing with Dokkan Fest LRs or Carnival LRs. The STR Vegeta has a little bit of support, so I guess it's okay, but there's a lot better supports you probably could run on those teams. This guy, at least, he's a nuker, so there's always room for nukers in the game. Like, he has the nuke lead. So, right now, like, Punching Bag is pretty much the main place you use this, but there could be other areas where you may want to use this. I know, like, there's, I think Legic is like a one-phase red zone where, like, you could do it on him even if you wanted to, right? But he's got that, and then, I think his passive is kind of the least restrictive in that he wants to be on a full physical team, but not a ton of his passive hinges on that. It's kind of a smaller part of it. So he might be more usable outside of just full physical teams, but we've really got to see the numbers, right? And I have a feeling he's not going to put up crazy numbers, but we'll see. So his leader skill is significant. It's 35% physical type attack per physical key sphere obtained. So basically use this on a physical nuking build. I do think this guy is the best leader for the Punching Bag, by the way. And I'm actually going to put up a video on my channel. I don't know if it'll come out before or after this video. But I'm going to put up a video of me revisiting the World Tournament. Not the World Tournament, the Punching Bag. Because I want to see how easy it is to do these days. And boy, howdy, was it pretty easy. So, but this guy helps. So, he used to be 33% per orb. Now he's 35%. So, you get an extra 2% per orb. So, it does add up, right? His super attack effect does supreme damage with a high chance to stun. So high chance to stun, maybe in Super Battle Road you'd use that. He changes Rainbow to physical. Now that's kind of an odd skill, right? Because normally you want to create Rainbow Key Spheres, not get rid of them. So that's not as good, but there are some units in the game that like specifically want physical type, so that could be good. I actually, for what I use this guy for, which is the Punching Bag, I actually like that he changed his Rainbow to physical. The reason why is because there's a bunch of units that can change to Rainbow, even a unit that does double to Rainbow. But in Punching Bag, you actually don't want Rainbow Orbs. You need same type orbs to take advantage of nuking. So, even though you don't use nuking in a lot of places in today's meta, because this unit is actually a nuke leader and he gives you an orb change passive that makes sense for his nuking leader skill, getting rid of the pesky Rainbows, turning them into physical, which is what you want, I actually really like that for this unit. Once again, it's a very niche use that you're going to use this unit on anyways. I wouldn't really consider this a unit I'm probably going to just bring into general content anyways. So if he's going to have a niche, I like that they're catering to that niche, right? He gets Key 3 in attack and defense 120, plus an additional attack and defense 120 while performing a super. And then all allies' chance of performing a crit plus 10%, and attack 20 when all allies are physical type. So all he's losing if it's not a physical rotation is he's just losing the 10% crit and 20% attack support. Very similar to the STR one. The STR one has like I think a defense and crit chance passive that you have to be on Realm of Gods, right? So at least most of his kit, he's getting all of his stats pretty much, right? So I am going to put him in a setup though where he will be on all physical rotations. And this is a 200%. He's rainbowed, he's full level 10 links, he's ready to go, right? So let's check him out here. We are running the Trunks and Vegeta team again. And I've got all other physical units just kind of along for the ride. So this physical Goku, probably his best linking partner because he links just as well with the AGL one. But since this one's physical, we know we're going to get the passive with it. So that's kind of nice. And this physical Goku doesn't have an EZA yet. And I think he'll actually be pretty impressive because he's a nuker and a stacking unit. And he specifically needs physical orbs, and this Vegeta will change Rainbow to physical. So I feel like this is actually like potentially a really cool duo that we could have. So for this example, he orb changed for us right away, right? So what I'm going to do is, Vegeta himself doesn't really care about getting orbs, right? So we'll just grab that off to the side. We'll grab this stack for the physical Goku and let him look good. So now Vegeta, let's look at him here. So kind of similar to the other Vegetas, not a very impressive starter turn defense. It's 163, but he does get 120 on super. So he's going to be like probably 350k, like in that range, right? Like that's okay-ish. Let's see what kind of damage he's going to do here. Let's see what kind of damage we're going to get here. All right, so 6.4. That's actually pretty solid. I know the other Vegetas could hit that too, but I feel like I had to stretch a lot more to get that. Because, I mean, this Vegeta, I wouldn't have to be on a full physical rotation, I feel like, to get a number like that. Because we're only losing, what, a 20% party support? So I feel like his attack really wouldn't fall off that much from not having that. So if we're looking at, like, 6.5 mil with, like, 350k defense, I guess that's okay. I think he's going to suffer from the same thing that the other Vegetas do, where, like, those numbers are solid, but they're not, like, on rotation good. And so unless I'm floating this Vegeta for either that niche, like, I want to turn Rainbow into physical, like, that's kind of utility a little bit, it would be better if he actually created orbs. But I guess Rainbow to physical, there could be use for that, but typically you want to change to Rainbow to make it easier to grab orbs. But he does have that slight support passive, so if, like, I'm running a team where, like, my main rotation is, like, 2 really good top-tier physical units, so let's say it's, like, physical Ultimate Gohan and then some other physical unit, maybe when Beast Gohan releases, he's going to be a physical unit, right? And then this Vegeta potentially fits on the team. You could float him and support for 10 crit and 20% attack while doing the physical orb changing, while putting up potentially a 5 to 6 mil attack stat. It's actually not the worst if I think of this guy in support terms, right? I feel like he's very similar to the STR one for me. They're very similar. So I don't know how much I'm going to use either one. But here you can see the orb changing, and obviously Goku's changing orbs too. But Vegeta's just getting rid of the rainbows and turning them physical, so we can do this. And then we're getting fat stacks for Goku, right? So we'll do that. Goku's going to be looking good. Goku's at 300k starter turn with his stacking defense, and this is the non-easy aid one. And then 160. So Vegeta's not really going to change, right? He's just going to be 166. He doesn't stack defense. Let me check his super attack effect again, though. Yeah, I see. He doesn't. This is a bummer. He just gets a high chance to stun. He doesn't get defense on super. That's really... so really what you're getting is you're just getting that 120, right? But I do kind of like the support passive there. Once again, mono teams aren't really, like, super relevant right now. But yeah, 6.5. That, like... what... Here's the thing, like, and then, yeah, 5 for this Goku's actually pretty darn good for how old he is. This dude awakened when my boy Bergamo awakened. That was a long time ago. Okay, yeah, he's still taking damage from this Vegeta. I don't know. I'm for some reason, I'm coming in a little bit more optimistic on this Vegeta, because I really was disappointed with the other, especially the AGL one. Like, the AGL one is literally, like, I don't know when I would ever use that AGL one. I could see some use for the STR one. I could see some use for this one. But this one, I'm just feeling like the numbers are a little bit easier. I had to, like, really stretch, I think, for the other ones. Because the other ones are, like, a little bit more dependent, especially the AGL one. Like, having full mastered evolution and then trying to support them. And trying, you know, and he's just putting up, like, okay numbers. Like, I don't know. But at least this one and the STR one have some support. And I think, you know, Realm of Gods is getting buffed, right, for the STR one. Because we just got AGL Gogeta's EZA, which is a huge buff, right? So, if, you know, Anniversary, one of the big units is a 200% Realm of Gods lead that, like, people really want to run, like a top tier one, potentially that Vegeta as a support, maybe. And I don't know, this physical one, I'm feeling okay. Like, 6.5 mil is actually pretty solid for a banner unit. It's just if you're going to use him on rotation, he's, once again, competing with Dokkan Fest LRs and stuff, right? Now, the orb changing here didn't go as well. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to let Goku be in slot 1. Yeah, Goku gets it, like, all on orb. The thing with Goku... Yeah, no, we do want Vegeta first. Yeah, Vegeta first. Because Goku, I think, specifically has to get physical orbs to get, like, his full boost. So this turn won't be as good. Yeah, 116k. See, if Goku isn't getting a fat field of orbs, his defense is actually looking trash, even with the stacking. So he definitely needs an easy A. But then here's Vegeta's going to go again. And we'll probably die on this turn, which is fine, because we've seen, you know, this Vegeta isn't going to change from turn to turn. We've seen it. Very consistent, though, like 6.5 mil. We'll take that, right? Because I could see this Vegeta, it's just like, I feel like he could be a seventh slot like filler unit. Even if you're not running full physical, he's still going to be, you know, here's the thing, I guess, because we are getting like Resurrection F Super God Combat, right? So I think in a realistic situation that if you're not linking him up with the Resurrection F links, he's probably going to be more like a 5 mil attack stat. He's going to lose a chunk. But maybe as a last ditch like floating option, you could maybe use him. So I don't know. Overall, I think he is still kind of a niche unit, not a unit that he's going to be a top pick for a team. I could see some players getting use out of him. Obviously, I definitely see the use out of him for something like Punching Bag or other events where maybe you want a nuke, right? So anyways, let me know what you think of this physical Vegeta. Let me know which one you think was your favorite. I think I'm going to go in and say this physical one is my favorite, though. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll catch you all on the next one.